elected official or appointed official, let us give you a round of applause when you stand. Please stand. And as always, the backbone of what happens in Fulton County is the staff. Everyone who is part of this great staff at Fulton County and our public safety officials, and led by Dick Anderson, County Manager. Would y'all please stand so we can give you a round of applause? So thank you all. And I got to tell you, we got to thank Harriet Thomas and Jessica Corbett and everyone who's helped put this event on today. They've been great, along with our council team. It's a great job. This is a wonderful place. It's just great to be here back at Flourish. So today is the second of 8 State of the County addresses the Council for Quality Growth will host this year, 2025. If you pay attention to the screen there, we will host next. The next State of the County address will be Gwinnett County with Chairwoman Nicole of Hendrickson on March 6th at the 12 Stone Church in Lawrenceville. Then on March 19th, we will host the State of Clayton County with new Chairwoman Dr. Alika Anderson Henry. That's at the Georgia International Center. And announcing today, on April 3rd, we will host the State of Henry address with Chairwoman Carlotta Harrell at the Grace Baptist Church in Stockbridge. So tickets and sponsorships are available, and you can see anybody on the council team to help you out with that. So, of course, this program would not be possible without the support of our sponsors, and I'm going to take a moment to thank each and every one of them. First, I would like to thank our host sponsor today, Legendary Events. Can't say enough about this venue. You are about to have more food that you can eat. I hope everybody's been starving themselves for about the past 48 hours. But it's going to be great in chicken and waffles. We want to thank Flourish, Tony Conway, and his group. You're in for a special treat, so thank you all for being a part of this. Our presenting sponsors today are Amazon, Develop Fulton, the Fulton DeKalb Hospital Authority. Our platinum sponsor today is GPS Monitoring and Tracking, LLC. Our gold sponsors are Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield, Archer Western, there you go, Atlanta Airport CIDs, the Atlanta Airport Chamber, this is a good competition, Comcast, the Greater North Fulton Chamber of Commerce, Georgia Power, MARTA, the MARTA team's in the house. Hope you saw those 50 new train cars, Select Fulton, and Verizon. Our resource sponsor today is the Metropolitan North Georgia Water Planning District and the Atlanta Regional Commission. You're going to hear from them in a second. Our silver sponsors are AECom, AT&T, Benchmark Management, Brown and Caldwell, the City of South Fulton, H.J. Russell and Company, McGuire Woods Consulting, NISA Capital, S.L. King, Turner Townsend Hearing, Wellstar Systems, and the Winter Johnson Group. And our bronze sponsors today include CERN, Graham & Associates, HMTV, Kaiser Permanente, LDG Development, and Thompson Hines. So let's give everybody a great round. So now please welcome our boss of the council, the 2025 chairman of the Council for Quality Growth, Clyde Higgs, president and CEO of Atlanta BeltLine Inc. Clyde.
Good afternoon, everyone. You look beautiful. This is a great room. And let me just stop and say thank you to Michael Paris and the entire Council for Quality Growth team. Give them a round of applause. And I'll just share a quick story with you and give the reasons why I'm involved with the Council for Quality Growth. Probably 4.5 years, the BeltLine's future was ambiguous at best. We really didn't have line of sight to actually completing the entire 22-mile loop by 2030 like we originally promised the community. But because of the passage of the Special Service District ultimately helped us to pull forward about $100 million, the Council for Quality Growth actually went at risk when no one else believed in that whole piece of legislation. They went out, penned an op-ed, talked to the community about the importance of really finishing the BeltLine Trail by 2030. And so now we can definitively say that we will finish the BeltLine by 2030 like we originally promised the community. And Mayor Dickens knows this as well. He is on our board, definitely talk to him on a regular basis, but he has always asked us, like, what can you do more, Clyde? How can you accelerate? How can we give the BeltLine the community that they deserve? And so check this out. This time next year, 85% of the BeltLine Trail will be completed ahead of FIFA World Cup. Thanks, Mayor, for pushing us on that for sure. And also, I want to make sure that I'm recognizing Chairman Robb and your leadership. Get a chance to chat with you often. Dick Anderson, all the leadership for Fulton County. If you did not know this, 70%, and the mayor and I just learned this, 70% of BeltLine traffic comes from Fulton County residents. Chairman, that's significant. That's significant. We hope to see more of that in the future. But lots of good stuff happening with the council, a lot of good stuff happening with the BeltLine. I'm very optimistic about the region. I know Anna Roach is here as well, but you're in good hands. This room is crowded. This is a sellout crowd, so thank you for partnering with us. And but I'm going to shut it off here, and I'm going to welcome a message from our friends at Amazon. So give Amazon a round of applause.
So good morning. I am Tarita Rogers, Amazon's Head of Community Affairs for the Atlanta region. And I just want to start really quickly because it's a full circle moment for me. The thing that most people don't know is that I was actually an intern in the Fulton County Commissioner's Office when I was a student at Clark Lane University. So to be standing here talking about how we are working with Fulton County and to support this effort is indeed a privilege and an honor for me. And on behalf of Amazon, it is our honor to serve as a presenting sponsor for today's State of Fulton County and really just be in the room with so many of our friends and our partners. I want to thank Chairman Robb and the entire Fulton County Commission for their leadership and commitment to driving economic growth, innovation, and community well-being. Fulton County is not just the heart of Georgia's economy, it's a hub for talent, entrepreneurship, and collaboration. As one of the largest employers and investors in the region, Amazon is proud to be a partner in that progress. Today, we have more than 30,000 full and part-time employees across the state of Georgia, and we've invested more than $18 billion, creating jobs, expanding infrastructure, and supporting local businesses. As we all know, Atlanta and Georgia, it's a film hub. We are the Hollywood of the South. And so Amazon is also proud to have supported the film industry. Amazon MGM Studios has invested over $600 million across film and series produced in the state, employing over 65,000 cast, crew, and post-production professionals. Beyond our investments, we're committed to building a community that is stronger and more resilient. Whether it's through workforce development programs, opportunities for entrepreneurs, and partnerships with local nonprofits, we believe in the power of public and private partnerships. Today's discussion is an important opportunity to reflect on where we are and, more importantly, where we're going. Amazon looks forward to continuing to work alongside Fulton County leadership, businesses, the Council for Quality Growth, and community organizations to ensure that growth and innovation benefit everyone. Thank you so much for having Amazon at today's event, and we hope that you enjoy the rest of the program.
Thank you, Tarita, and thank you, Amazon. And one thing I'm 100% sure of, there's an Amazon package at my house right now. I'm waiting for my wife. Let's put it that way. All right. That'll get me in trouble. I don't think she's here, Stephen, is she? All right. Now, please welcome on behalf of our next presenting sponsor, the Honorable Kwanzaa Hall, Chairman of Develop Fulton. Kwanzaa.
Thank you, Michael. Good afternoon, everyone. It's truly a pleasure to be here for the state of Fulton County. Chairman Pitts, Ambassador Mrs. Young, to all the commissioners, elected officials, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Kwanzaa Hall, former congressman. Oh, I see another mayor over there, Mayor Reed. How you doing? It's really a pleasure to be here because it's a full circle moment for me as well. I started as an intern in Commissioner Nancy Boxall's office back in the late 90s. So now I'm standing, leading as chair of Develop Fulton, a phenomenal organization. We generated $1.8 billion in projects last year, $42 million in impact to the bottom line of Fulton County, and we have over $10 billion in projects over the last 10 years that are still on the rolls. We created 45,000 jobs last year alone, and we got more to come. So we're excited about the partnerships with all of our cities, Mayor Dickens, our cities down south, Mayor Williams, and all the way up north in Alpharetta and Johns Creek. We have a great project we just broke ground on with, in Commissioner Thorne's district, $500 million, led by Mark Toro Development, mixed use. It will rival Avalon. We also have another two projects on the south side, one near, I can't say where it is, but it's south, and it's in one of your districts. And we have another one in East Point. So we're excited about big $500 million projects happening throughout the county. I would be remiss if I didn't acknowledge our great board. I think I see our secretary, Laura Kurlander-Nagel. Also, I might have seen Pinky Cole. Any others in the house? And our staff, Doris, if you would wave your hand. I think our executive director, Sarah Elizabeth, is a little tied up this morning, but she's been phenomenal. We've got a great team. Thank you, Chairman, for being a great partner. We're looking forward to more international projects as we go and international investment. Thank you all for having me. Thank you to the commissioners for the partnership as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Kwanzaa. Really appreciate it. Now, on behalf of our last presenting sponsor, please welcome Javon Gibson, Chief Executive Officer of the Fulton DeKalb Hospital Authority. Javon?
I will begin by saying I was not an intern in Fulton County, nor any county or district anywhere. So if you'd like me to leave now, I'd be more than happy to do that. So, my name is Javon Gibson. I'm the CEO of the Fulton DeKalb Hospital Authority. It's an honor to be in this room with you all. I want to begin by saying good morning to our Chairman Pitts, all distinguished commissioners, and it would be very, very difficult for me to say hello to everyone who is distinguished in this room, so hello to everyone. So, really quickly, I bring you greetings from the Board of Trustees of the Fulton DeKalb Hospital Authority, as well as our staff. My vice chair is here, Ms. Patricia Sante-Henry, as well as our chair of our finance committee, Shannon George-Singh. Thank you all for being here. Also, Pastor Eric Thomas is here with us, and my staff. We could not do the work that we did without the committed actors that we have on our Board of Trustees. So, at the Hospital Authority, we acknowledge the dynamic interplay between a host of structural and contextual factors that inform health outcomes. We recognize it's where you work, whether you're unhoused, whether you have access to quality foods, whether you have access to employment. All of these factors somehow collectively inform health outcomes. We recognize that the answers to all of these questions are also indicators of whether you have access to optimal health. And it's because of this, at the Fulton DeKalb Hospital Authority, we've been endeavored to build a host of collaborative partnerships. Partnerships are a recurring theme that you're going to hear throughout the night. Among our partners, of course, is Fulton County. But cross-sector partnerships are the way that we get the work done that we do. It is vitally important. In contemporary society, culture will tell you that the highest form of human evolution is independence. Culture will tell you do it on your own. But at the Hospital Authority and many of the agencies here in Fulton County, under Mayor Dickens' leadership, we acknowledge that interdependence is the highest form of human evolution. Thank you for the opportunity to lock hands with you and do this important work.
Thank you, Javon, and thank you to the Hospital Authority. Now, next on our program, we're going to hear a message from the Metropolitan North Georgia Water Planning District, who has important news about the efforts across the region, informing business, our leaders in business on conservation efforts that take place in their communities. As we all know, good water conservation and infrastructure investment is critical to quality growth. So I would now like to welcome Catherine Atterbury, Stormwater Planning Manager of the district, to share more about Fulton County's conservation efforts. Catherine.
Thank you, Michael, and thank you, Chairman Pitts, for the opportunity to be here today to talk about my favorite subject, which is water. For those of you who are not familiar with the Metropolitan North Georgia Water Planning District, we encompass 15 counties and 97 cities across the metropolitan Atlanta area. Through the district's Water Resources Management Plan, we coordinate the management of drinking water treatment, water conservation, wastewater collection and treatment, stormwater management, and watershed protection. The Metro Water District is the only major metropolitan area in the country with more than 100 jurisdictions implementing a long-term comprehensive water resources management program that is both required and enforced. This ensures that we meet today's challenges, but also prepares our region for the future. The Metropolitan Water District looks ahead. We forecast future water management needs and work with our local jurisdictions to ensure we have a plan in place to reach those targets. We also watch for potential disruptions to our water future, such as aging infrastructure, rapid industrial growth, think about data centers, and our ability to withstand extreme weather events. But enough about us. Having the opportunity to speak here today is particularly special because it gives us an opportunity to highlight the great work of our member jurisdictions. For example, we're excited to see that Fulton County brought the Big Creek Water Reclamation Facility project online this past year. Not only will it serve the North Fulton area for years to come, but the membrane treatment process will create a positive environmental impact for water quality in the Chattahoochee River. The water people love to applaud for stuff like that. And I'd also like to applaud them for their contributions and involvement in the water planning work of the district. I'd also like to say a special thank you to Chairman Pitts for his continued involvement and leadership in the region, and thanks to the Council for giving us this opportunity. We're very excited about the rest of this event. Thanks.
All right, we're getting really close to those chicken and waffles. All right, really, really close. So thank you to the district and all the work you do. So now I would like to welcome to the stage the Fulton County Chaplain, Reverend Clifton Dawkins, to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance and our invocation.
Let us pray. Almighty and gracious God, we are so grateful for your grace and mercy upon our lives. We thank you, Lord, for our health and our strength. Bless now all who have come today. We give thanks for the leadership of Chairman Pitts and the Board of Commissioners for what they do for Fulton County. We thank you now. It's in your name we humbly pray. Amen. Amen. Let us now please stand as we recite the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All righty. Please enjoy your lunch and enjoy music by Frank Ski.
told him to give us 4 plates. I told him in Spanish, you have 4 plates for the media.
again, please take your seats now, everyone, so the program can continue.
All right. How about those chicken and waffles, everybody? How about it? Thank you, Flourish, for this great, great lunch. Again, thank you, Frank, for that great, great music. So welcome back. So please continue to enjoy your lunch. And now please welcome Commissioner Robb, Vice Chair of the Fulton County Board of Commissioners. Vice Chair.
Thank you, Michael. Good afternoon. As Michael said, I'm Commissioner Bob Ellis, and I represent District 2 on the Fulton County Commission. But also I have the privilege of being the Vice Chairman of the Board of Commissioners this year. And collectively, our Board of Commissioners, who some of them are all out here, raise your hands. All right around in here. We have the privilege of having the responsibility to govern the state's most populous county. And while Chairman Pitts, who represents the entirety of the county and is elected by the entirety of the county, all of our commission districts, which we are elected by, contain roughly about 185,000 people in it. And for perspective, the great state of Georgia, which has how many counties? 159, which you all learned in Georgia history. Probably in 8th grade, I think. That's still in the curriculum, I think. But if you look at all those 159 counties, 146 of them would be smaller than any one of our individual commission districts. So as Chairman Pitts likes to say, not only is Fulton County a big deal, all of our commission districts are a big deal as well. And while that dynamic can pose its own sort of interesting set of challenges as we sort of govern and work together, it also means that we represent communities that offer just an incredible array of experiences and just unique qualities that are really unlike or on par with anywhere in the country. And that's a theme that you're going to hear a little bit about today throughout the remarks that are made. And to get that started, we're going to kick off with a video that's going to bring some of that to life. So we cue that up.
Everything is in Fulton County. There is no place like this in the nation or even the world. This is a place to be everything you want for yourself, for your family. With 2 award-winning public school systems that feed into public and private colleges and universities that draw talent from all over the world, it's here in Fulton County. Economic opportunity, from self-starting entrepreneurs to the world's best-known brands, to cutting-edge labs developing the technology of the future, to the South's most vibrant, creative economy. It's all in Fulton County. Neighborhoods and incredible cities, from Alpharetta to Palmetto, from Sandy Springs to South Fulton and Atlanta. Our communities are the heart of Fulton County. Connections, the world's busiest and most efficient airport, and an aviation home of Georgia's biggest job creators, an award-winning transit system, and a robust network of roads and infrastructure you can get anywhere in Fulton County. Health care for all at Grady, Piedmont, Emory Midtown, St. Joseph's, and Northside. Award-winning doctors in your neighborhood, and even more on the way. You can be your healthiest self in Fulton County. Playtime, sunny days on the river, afternoon jogs on the BeltLine or the Greenway, picnics and pickleball in the park, all here for you in Fulton County. Downtime, downtown, or anywhere. Award-winning theaters, world-class shopping, Michelin star-rated restaurants, and one of the country's top destinations for live music. That's happening in Fulton County. A commitment to justice and opportunity for all. Free and fair elections. A diverse lifestyle for everyone. And one we can all be proud of. Every day in Fulton County. Big ideas. Big dreams. Big opportunities. Experience the difference. Experience Fulton.
So thank you for that video and for being attuned to that. I recently celebrated my own 10-year anniversary of service on this Fulton County Board of Commissioners, and when I started, I was bald and had no gray hair, and now I just have a full head of gray hair. And during that time, as I reflect back on it, we faced a lot of different challenges, and some of which you've seen our stories in the news on. But each time we come back from those with resiliency and stronger and better. And our superpower in facing and overcoming that adversity has been a consistent and dedicated leadership. We've had leadership from our county manager and his leadership team. But Chairman Pitts has really been at the center of that since he returned to the Board of Commissioners in 2018, bringing with him a political career that spans just a few years and maybe a few decades. And he's really captained the Fulton County ship with great deftness and ability. And at a time when we see and hear a lot of political polarization and division, Chairman Pitts has been the polar opposite of that. And he represents the kind of collaborative leadership focused on good policy and sound governance that consistently puts citizens first. He's not afraid to face hard truths and make hard decisions. And I'm thankful to call him my friend and my colleague. And without further ado, it's my honor to introduce a man who really needs no introduction. Your Fulton County Chairman, Robb Pitts.
Thank y'all so much for being here with us this afternoon, and I can probably think of two people in the room who would know that song. Arby Sofianos, one of the superintendents of Atlanta Public Schools, and my Deputy Chief of Staff, Michael O'Connor. Got a lot of people to introduce here this afternoon, so please be with me, and my remarks, as always, will be very brief. Big shout out to Frank Ski, my man in the music. Frank, my man. And thank you, Vice Chair Ellis, for those kind remarks. And if you would hold your applause until the end, I would really appreciate it. There's quite a few. Beginning with Board of Commissioners, stand quickly from District 1, Commissioner Bridget Thorne. All right, Vice Chair Bob Ellis, you've met. Commissioner Dana Barrett, District 3. Commissioner Mo Ivory, our newest commissioner, who's recovering today, District 4, and our former vice chair from District 6, Commissioner Khadijah Abdul Rahman. A lot of our state representatives expressed their regret for not being able to be here this afternoon, but they're in session and doing what they need to be doing. Our mayor of our capital city, Mayor Dickens, was here earlier. I knew he had to leave, but he took time out to come by to say hello and to show his support. And by the way, you do not know this, but Mayor Dickens and I, we meet periodically, and just stay tuned for some really big announcements coming from Fulton County and the city of Atlanta in the person of the mayor. So we work really closely together in spite of what you may hear. Also, way down south, Mayor Vince Williams, Mayor Palmetto, Teresa Thomas Smith, Mayor Mountain Park, Mayor Bill Colberter, and then former Mayor, where is Mayor Reed? Mayor Cassine Reed is also with us today. I didn't miss any mayor. I mentioned Mayor Avery from Fairburn. Mayor Avery from Fairburn. All right, council members, it's like the whole city council from the city of South Fulton is here. All right, Councilmember Linda Pritchett, Councilmember Catherine Foster Rowell, Councilmember Carmelita Gumbs, Councilwoman Helen Willis, J.C. Sebastian, and Keosha Bell is also here, and Byron Amos from the city of Atlanta is also here. From our justice partners, Cassandra Kirk, Kenya Johnson, here with us this afternoon, and from our Consular Corps, Consul General of Korea, and I spent a lot of time in Korea, economic development, Consul General of Switzerland, and the Consul General of Nigeria, also with us this afternoon. Education, school superintendents, college presidents, and so forth. Dr. Looney would have been here, was called away at the last minute. Dr. Brian Johnson, Superintendent of Atlanta Public Schools. Dr. Victoria Seal, the President of Atlanta Area Technical College. Dr. Valerie Montgomery Rice, Morehouse School of Medicine. And Dr. Audrey Sofianas, my music buddy here, Atlanta Public Schools. And the executive team, Dr. Arthur Ferdinand, the tax commissioner, Dick Anderson, our county manager, Sue Joe, our county attorney, Anthony Nix, county auditor, and Anthony only comes here before the chicken and the waffles each year. He tells me that, reminds me of that all the time. Tanya Greer, our clerk, Dr. Pamela Rochelle, our chief operating officer, and Sharon Whitmore, our chief financial officer. A couple of others, Collie Greenwood from MARTA, and Anna Rhodes. Where's Anna? Collie and Anna, Atlanta Regional Commissioner. Now, special guest, obviously my wife is here. Then this crowd, I call them the Southwest Atlanta Mafia. Now, they don't get the credit for what they do, have done, and will do in the future. But these are women in Southwest Atlanta who have made Southwest Atlanta, Fulton County, the state of Georgia, and even these United States of America, what all of us represents today. Henrietta Anthony. Ruby Lucas. Jan Meadows. Peggy Ross. Sue Ross. And Carolyn Young. Did I get Billy Aaron? Who am I missing? Billy Aaron. All right. I miss anybody? I hope not. All right, so last but not least, our ambassador, our congressman, our former mayor, our civil rights leader, and to those of us who live here, just plain old Annie, where else other than Fulton County, Georgia, can you walk up and down any street, any store, barbershop, I almost said beauty shop, but Andy probably been in the beauty shops as well. And you see Andy Young, and you can talk and touch with him, a living legend right here in Fulton County, Georgia. So I'm going to...
Thank you very much. And since you all are standing, I don't have to stand. But I was sitting here thinking that I've been here a long time. And I go way back to a fellow by the name of Buffalo Jones of the Woodruff Foundation. When he came to Martin Luther King Sr., and asked him would he sit in on economic opportunity in Atlanta as a co-chair. And then he went to Calvin Frank of the Ku Klux Klan and asked him to be the other co-chair. And that was a very significant moment in the life of this city because they're meeting together in small groups and mobilizing the city in organized districts, what do they call them? But anyway, the MARTA came, and we passed the MARTA vote by just 400 votes countywide with DeKalb, and then we've now built the world's busiest airport, and I don't need to call the roll because our chairman has been doing a very, very good job keeping this county together And if you keep this county together, you keep the state together. And actually, we can keep the state together, we can keep the country together. And right now you can see them in Europe struggling because this country has to keep the world together. And so I want to thank all of you for being exemplary elected officials and being true to your native land and true to this county and this city and just being good people. God has blessed us. Let's pass on those blessings.
And before I begin my brief remarks, and I promise you brief remarks, I overlooked the Representative Secretary of State, Liz Hausman is here, who's also a former member of the Board of Commissioners of Fulton County. Now I say brief because if I'm not brief, my wife is going to give me that dirty look and I'll know that it's time to take my seat. Well, let me begin. So something we hear a lot, and that is that Fulton County is unlike any other county. That Fulton County is a big deal, and it's true. Fulton County is the most vibrant, most creative, and most thriving county, not only in Georgia, not only in the Southeast, but in the United States of America. Living here, working here, and even visiting here offers experiences you simply will not have anywhere else in this country. Now that sounds good, right? But what does it really mean? It means that opportunity is here in Fulton County. It means that young people are growing up in a place where opportunity is right here for them. It means that our companies are investing in Fulton County and they're thriving. Companies that were founded here, like Coca-Cola, Chick-fil-A, Equifax, and so many others. And companies that are moving here each and every day from around the world. And it's also worth mentioning that Georgia's single largest employer, Delta Airlines, has its headquarters right here in Fulton County. And 1/3 of all jobs and wages in the 29-county metro region are right here in Fulton County, Georgia. And in fact, out of the more than 3,000 counties in the United States of America, Fulton County was ranked the 4th county for business location by Site Selection magazine. And we're ranked 4th in the nation for the number of Fortune 500 companies. And this is not by accident, friends. And what does Fulton County mean to the region? Well, let me tell you. Without Fulton County, there is no MARTA. Without Fulton County, there is no Grady Hospital. Without Fulton County, there is no Atlantic Station. Without Fulton County, there is no BeltLine. And the list goes on and on. Now let's talk about transportation. Fulton County is a transportation hub of the region. Projects like GDOT's I-285 transformation, MARTA's bus rapid transit expansion, and countless others are connecting and continuing to transform the landscape and build connections among our communities. And it is no exaggeration that you can get anywhere in the world from Fulton County, Georgia. And more. We're exploring innovative new technology to meet the transportation needs of tomorrow. Now, just last year, we planted the seeds of a personal rapid transit pilot project, that's PRT, I was intimately involved in bringing this project to South Fulton County in partnership with the Atlanta Airport Community Improvement Districts, MARTA, Clayton County, and the City of College Park. And under the leadership of Gerald McDowell, who's here today, we've awarded a contract to the Glideways Company to build this project. So stay tuned for major developments regarding this project in the very near future. And while everyone knows about the world's busiest airport, the Fulton County Executive Airport remains one of the best kept secrets in the region, one that drives thousands of jobs. Now, no disrespect to PDK, but when we finish at Fulton County, it will be one of the finest in the country. In 2024, Fulton County Airport was awarded more than $6 million in FAA funding to complete the next phase of our master plan. Now, that plan includes, believe it or not, a new customs facility at our airport, a new fire safety building at our airport, and a runway extension which will enable direct flights from our Fulton County Airport to Europe. Now that's a big deal. And our airport is just one part of the transformation that's taking place in South Fulton County along the Fulton Industrial Boulevard corridor and our business initiative, Renew the District. We just completed our first year of operation of the new Fulton County Animal Shelter, which I believe is the finest such facility in the world. We've also purchased 7 blighted properties. If you've ever driven that way, you've seen those old hotels that were hangouts for drugs, prostitution, you name it. We bought those for future development in South Fulton County. Let's talk about education in our workforce. And when we talk about growth and jobs, we're talking about people. And to make sure we build a connection between people and opportunity, we need the right training and the right education. Whatever job or career one seeks, there's almost certainly a program here in Fulton County to prepare you for it. There are more than 120,000 students enrolled in colleges and universities in Fulton County. That's 120,000. In fact, even looking at the university system of Georgia, their total statewide enrollment, approximately 1/3 of that enrollment is right here in Fulton County, Georgia. And we're also home to the nation's proudest and most elite group of historically black colleges and universities. Morehouse College, Spelman College, Clark Atlanta University, Morris Brown College, ITC, Morehouse School of Medicine, and some will even put Georgia State on that list as the largest black HBCU in the country, Georgia State. And I'm personally working with Dr. Victoria Seals, the president of Atlanta Technical College, to launch a logistics and commercial truck driving program right here in Fulton County, in the city of South Fulton. Now, I would be remiss to quote Commissioner Abdul Rahman, that's her favorite word, I would be remiss, expression, if I didn't also mention our K-12 school systems, Atlanta Public Schools and Fulton County Schools. Together, these systems serve more than 136,000 students and their families. And although Dr. Mike Looney is not here at this time, he was recently named Georgia's Superintendent of the Year. And I also want to congratulate Dr. Brian Johnson, who is halfway through his first year as Superintendent of Atlanta Public Schools. And thank you, Dr. Johnson, for being here. By the way, Dr. Johnson has a son at Sutton, I believe, who is 6'2" in the 7th grade and an outstanding baseball player. He's 6'2" in the 7th grade, so stay tuned and watch out for him. The strong jobs, strong schools, these are certainly important reasons that 1.2 million residents make Fulton County their home. But as the saying goes, there's much, much more. Our quality of life. Now, since we've just enjoyed a delicious lunch, and I will always look forward to it as well, but let's talk about, for a moment, our restaurant community. There are more than 6,000, that's 6,000 licensed food establishments in Fulton County. Coffee shops, wing spots to fine dining. It's all right here in Fulton County. And some of my favorites, you know this, Hal's, where I smoke cigars, Chops, Busy Bee. My wife doesn't know it, but I go to Busy Bee for my fried food. And Pascal's. And also, there are now 18 Michelin-recognized restaurants in Fulton County and 5 James Beard finalists. That's a big deal for us. And it's a big deal because restaurants represent jobs. In the same way, Fulton County residents enjoy more than 200 parks, nature preserves, gardens, and trails across the county. Our residents have also access to the most incredible arts and cultural assets. The High Museum, the Fox Theater, Hammond's House, National Black Arts Festival, just to name a few. And by the way, even though funding the arts is not a county responsibility, Fulton County has remained the largest public contributor to the arts in the state of Georgia, and we're very proud of that. Fulton County is also home to professional sports teams, including the Atlanta Hawks, Atlanta United, Atlanta Dream, Atlanta Falcons, and we're also in the mix for a hockey franchise. And if you know cricket, which is the second most popular state in the world, we now have a cricket franchise, and A.J. Jane here is the owner of the cricket franchise, and the name of the team appropriately is the Atlanta Kings, will be located right here in Fulton County, Georgia. And in just 16 months, Fulton County will host 8 matches for the FIFA World Cup. Another big deal. Now, our quality of life services extend throughout the lives of our residents. Our world-class senior centers are packed every day and are second to none in the country. Fulton County has the largest public library system in Georgia. Fulton County is creative. Fulton County is vibrant. Fulton County is a place for big ideas. We are home to the King Center, home to the Carter Center, places that value democracy in action. Elections. In 2020, even though our elections were open and fair and transparent, we were criticized by some. And knowing that the criticism was going to continue in 2024, we built a new Elections Hub and Operations Center, which is the best of any such election center in the country. This enabled us to centralize operations under one roof. So in November of 2024, media from all over the country and 5 continents reported from our Elections Hub on a daily basis. And by all accounts, including our own Secretary of State, we conducted a flawless election. Our infrastructure. Fulton County's water and and sewer system is among the best in the nation. And we have consistently been recognized for our award-winning water plants. In October of last year, we opened the newly renovated, which you heard earlier about, Big Creek Water Reclamation Facility, which represents an investment of $350 million, our largest capital project to date. And a similar $500 million facility is planned for South Fulton County along the Camp Creek corridor. These investments, while not sexy, protect not only our waterways, but they're vital to the overall health of the community and critical to meeting the new demands of residents and businesses as we continue to grow. Let's talk about health care, one of our direct responsibilities. In early 2023, in partnership, Dr. Montgomery Rice, with the Morehouse School of Medicine, we completed our Project CARE initiative, which helped us evaluate the impact of the closure of the 2 WellStar hospitals the previous year. As a result of that study, we've taken several important steps forward in improving access to health care, particularly in South Fulton County. In 2023, working again with the Morehouse School of Medicine, we opened a new primary care clinic in the Buggy Works complex in East Point, South Fulton County. In January 2024, we, Fulton County, along with DeKalb County, entered into a new operating agreement with Grady Hospital. Now, this new agreement included 2 new Grady clinics in Fulton County. And we're also partnering with Grady to build a new freestanding emergency department in South Fulton County. And this new facility will be an important step forward to address the ambulance response time in South Fulton County. Mental health. We don't like to talk about it much, but it's real. We're continuing our work to increase access to mental health care. The Fulton County Behavioral Health Crisis Center is now open on Metropolitan Parkway. This facility represents the best of government collaboration. Capital funding from the federal government. The donation of an existing facility by Fulton County. Operational funds from the state of Georgia. And Grady Hospital serving as the hospital operator. And we began serving clients in October and are already planning for an additional center. And I'd like to say a special thank you to Speaker Pro Tem Jan Jones for her help. And just 1 week ago today, as a matter of fact, we kicked off the renovation of the new Fulton County Health and Human Services campus in Alpharetta. This center will house public health, behavioral health, developmental disability services, senior services, and much more. And by the way, a comparable facility is planned for South Fulton County. Cybersecurity. We've just passed the 1-year mark since an attack on Fulton County by the international cyber crime ring known as Lockbit. Lockbit essentially is a gang of professional crooks, criminals. They shut down all of our systems and held us hostage. But we at Fulton County, we rose to the challenge and found new ways to provide services to our constituents while we work to retake control of our systems from the cyber criminals. One of the most important steps taken by Fulton County during this attack was our refusal to use taxpayers' dollars to pay a ransom to the criminals. In October of last year, Fulton County, in conjunction with the Atlanta Regional Commission, we hosted our second cybersecurity summit where we shared the lessons we learned with other local governments from throughout the state. And since some states have passed legislation to prevent local governments from paying in using public dollars to pay ransoms, I'm working with our state legislature to enact such a law here in Georgia that will prohibit any local entity from paying a ransom in the future. And this, according to the FBI and Homeland Security, will serve as a huge, major deterrent for the cyber criminals who may attack us here in the state of Georgia. Our Fulton County Jail the jail is the single costliest issue facing us at this time, and we take it very seriously. In January, I and the sheriff, we signed what's called a consent decree with the U.S. Department of Justice that lays out a detailed plan for addressing conditions at our jail. And this plan was immediately approved by a federal judge. And I want to give a special thank you to our county attorney for her efforts in resolving this matter to date. We're all in this together, but while the Fulton County Sheriff's Office has responsibility for many key aspects of this work, the Board of Commissioners has committed to improving the physical conditions of the jail by committing up to $300 million for facility repairs. I say $300 million today, but in reality, it could be more, depending on what the monitor tells us that we must do. But as we begin this work, we must recognize that we have a humanitarian duty to those in our jail who suffer from mental health and mental health conditions. And that is one reason why we continue to discuss the acquisition of the Atlanta City Detention Center, which is the city jail, so that these inmates can be housed there and receive the care outside of the general jail population that they need and deserve. Also, in partnership with the City of Atlanta, we recently opened the Center for Diversion and Services, which is located in the city jail. Now, this center, operated by Grady, allows us to provide low-level offenders with mental health services and others. This will spare them from the harmful effects of incarceration. Our court system is the largest and busiest in the Southeast, which is why we're asking the Georgia General Assembly to pass legislation to create new judgeships in state and superior courts. And just a brief word about economic development. As we all know, Georgia has been named the #1 state in which to do business for the past 11 or 12 years. And many of those businesses relocate or locate here in Fulton County. And as a direct result of the trade missions that we've been involved in, political and business leaders from around the world, in particular Korea and India, have either already opened facilities here or are planning to do so in the near future. And this year, we'll be leading trade missions to Argentina at their request, Canada at their request, Mexico at their request, Singapore at their request, and South Africa. Our millage rate. Fulton County's millage rate of 8.87 mils is a full 2 mils lower than it was a decade ago. And we've held the line for the past 3 years while continuing to provide the services our citizens pay for, enjoy, and deserve. Our stewardship, the Board of Commissioners' stewardship of our taxpayer dollars has been recognized by leading financial institutions, which has resulted in our first ever AAA bond rating, which signifies, thank you, That's also a big deal for us. That signifies the market's trust in our strong financial management and governance here in Fulton County. And as we consider our financial position, we're monitoring the landscape in Washington, D.C. and the impact on the federally funded programs, the largest of which for us is our Ryan White grant. We receive approximately $38 billion a year. And that funds life-saving work on behalf of people living with HIV in the 20-county metro area. So let us not forget, and this is important, and all of the great things that are happening here, but let us not forget that Fulton County, City of Atlanta, we still have some of the highest rates of HIV transmission in the world, not the United States, in the world. Atlanta, Georgia, Fulton County. So brothers, we have to do better. And while we're facing challenges, we've proven time and time again that we're able to meet whatever comes our way, that we're able to meet it. Whether a pandemic, a natural disaster, a ransomware attack, or whatever waits around the corner, Fulton County is resilient. And the people in this room, y'all, are the source of our strength. You are part of our fabric. Now I want you to remember, as I get my signal here, and as I conclude my remarks, that Fulton County is a place where anyone can experience opportunity. So I invite you also to experience Fulton. So thank you for being with us today. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. What a great message and what great progress. And Fulton is a really